Science in the Earth began last week.
Yes, I guess it's a flip. Anyway,
scientists are divided as to how it came
we're
to
here finishing up a Friday night, week after Easter.
50 feet deep.
Scientists
And here
for the
just
most
kind of
part agree that
perplexed
the
over a lot of the
continent is
YouTube
split in
channels
two,
that I watch.
but there is debate over exactly
turn this
how
down.
this most recent fracture was revealed.
A mysterious gash in the earth at the very
So I'm watching Jason A, who big kudos to him out as well. He's got great journalism skills and impressed with much of the material and how accurate it is and where even to find a lot of these facts. So yes, kind of getting to a close up here. Trim in the back is looking much nicer and getting the angles up there trimmed out, but there's a beautiful balance up here to hide all the drapes. That will be a bit more visible on another visit. But here playing around with a tiger. Uy, ¿dónde anda ese tigre? El tigre es Ceasarucho. A ver, ¿dónde anda ese tigre? El tigre. Uy, ¿dónde viene ese tigre? Anda con ganas de comer a alguien. Sí, él quiere devorar carne. Con Ceasarucho estamos. ¡Au! Pero hay que peinarlo primero, hay que peinarlo, sí. A ver, tigre, hay que los bigotes. A ver, los bigotes. No, los bigotes. A ver, los bigotes. Hay que peinarlo primero, así. Ay, perdón. Peinarlo, la barbita, así abajo también, ese tigre. Au, suave, suave. Ceasarucho, mira, estás en público con el mundo. Y este gatito vuela. Este gatito vuela. Este gatito vuela. Vuela, vuela. ¿Dónde anda ese tigre? Les presento a I Am the Tiger. Este es Ceasarucho. Habla solo español. Y no es un felino normal. Es un felino muy abnormal. Y para aquellos que saben que no me gustan los gatos, pues no me gustan los gatos. Este es un tigre, ¿verdad? Porque cualquiera puede entrenar perros. Pero ¿quién entrena a tigres mientras hace arte? Mientras hace puertas. Y anyway, tigre es el que nos acompaña a nuestras aventuras. Ese tigre. Sí, este tigre le encanta que lo torture. Todo lo que pueda. Si lo dejo caer, le gusta. Miren. Hay que darle una arrastrada a este tigre.
Sí, porque ya se lo merece. Ya se lo merece ese tigre.
¿Dónde anda?
Vámonos. Al ataque.
Maybe it was the transport.
Wow.
We've had that happen before.
Wow.
Ahora sí que le hicieron enojar. Ahora sí que le hicieron enojar. Ahora sí, cuidado, que los va a devorar. Los va a devorar de una mordida nada más. Sí, sí. Se los va a comer. Así que these are companies everywhere we go. The crew doesn't spend the night. I don't always, unless the place is accommodating. And thank you to homeowners here. They've been very, very accommodating. It's been a blast seeing the features of this place come together. And not much more has gotten done since this afternoon, but just was curious about how many others are aware. Oh, el tigre, he's still on the prowl. Ow, my foot! Oh, he just maimed my foot. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can ignore the pain away. Oh my goodness. So, hey, I was told this thing had better focus range.
the Phoenix Lights.
The evidence is in the tail.
Major sighting.
¿Verdad, tigre?
1997, when the lights
¿Verdad, tigre?
across the world. Whether the latest
Hey,
sighting is
Cesarucho.
something, it's going to
¿Qué anda
I
haciendo?
don't know. I am
Ya
not
se
an
está
expert.
preparando ese tigre.
And this is
See,
one of them.
dogs don't just wag their tail.
They don't comment on these types of videos, but that's the truth.
Cesarucho. Cesarucho. Pretty soon I'm going to teach him how to count watch.
Are you
Tigre.
guys believers?
Ven acá que te voy a dar otra arrastrada para que se te quite. Y si no te portas bien, no vas a ser el gato con botas. Vas a ser el gato hecho botas. Sí, que chido, tigre. So, ese tigre. Oh no, ya está cansado. Oh sí, ya está cansado ese tigre. Ya comió, ya cenó, ya cantó. Y ya cuidó todo el hogar. Así que ahora ya es tiempo de descansar, ¿verdad? Miren al tigre feroz. Ese tigre feroz, sí, cómo protege a todos los pobrecitos indefensos. Él los protege día y noche. Y no duermen todo el día porque está ya cuidando de los indefensos. Y él es el que protege a todos con justicia y verdad. Por todos lados. ¿Verdad, tigre? Sí. Ese es César, el tigre. El gatito feroz. Sí que sí. Anyway, you guys are probably sick of me playing with my pussy over here. But, yeah, wrapping up projects. Oh, I didn't get to show the barn doors yet. Fine quality stuff, what we do. No judgment anywhere. We come at you as a team.
It really is.
Focus is way out of range. Uh-oh. Focus is way out of range. I wonder what they do with these videos. But this is just a collection. Let's flip that, see what happens. Oh! Can we go slow motion on this? Whoa. You can actually do this live.
Once inside, Robert, a wildlife photographer, grabs his hand to
César.
document what he
Uy,
calls
se está escondiendo.
extremely strange behavior.
Se está escondiendo el Cesarucho. Oh, 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 ¿qué se le escapó? ¿Qué se le escapó a ese tigre? ¿Qué se le escapó a ese tigre?
Oh my God. I would go back inside.
Officials say the animals likely had the disease.
Zombie
temper,
raccoons.
not rabies. It causes coughing, tremors, and seizures. They also lose the fear of people. That raccoon and 14 others have been euthanized.
That means murdered.
So fast.
Euthanized. Nobody likes the word
And
killed.
we know that those raccoons are here too. The same virus, absolutely. Okay.
Tigre. Tigre.
Where is he?
Hey, tigre.
Where are you going?
¿Dónde anda ese tigre? Ahí anda.
Don't worry. I'll get her.
Thousands of dead shellfish have washed up in the Long Bay Okura Marine Reserve on Auckland's North Shore. Footage taken yesterday morning shows the dead shellfish
¿Dónde estará ese tigre? Uy, ya lo vieron.
Entrance to the Okura River estuary. The Ministry for Primary Industries is testing the shellfish to determine the cause of death.
Ya te capturé otra vez, tigre. How's that for stupid pet tricks, David Letterman? Agárralo, César. César. Atácalo. Atácalo. Devóralo. Destruye. Elimina. Tigre. A ver, una sonrisa.
And this opens up
Eso
the door
mero.
to the Antichrist. In fact, Daniel tells us, and I think it happens as a consequence, that the Antichrist will suddenly confirm a covenant with Israel for 7 years. 7 years of tribulation. In other words, he'll basically lead them to the rebuilding of the temple.
Hey.
And there's debates about where the temple will be built. So essentially, as this fictional portrait illustrates the idea that where the Dome of Rock once stood will be erected a temple for the worship of the God of Israel. But Israel will have this spiritual revival that their God is real, is alive. But then he adds, he says, in the middle of the 7, that means at the 3.5-year point, he will put an end to sacrifice and offering. In other words, stop the service of the temple. And on the wings of the temple, he will set up an abomination that causes desolation until the end that his decree is poured out of him. Jesus in Matthew 24, in the book of Revelation, Paul describes it. He says it again in chapter 2 of Thessalonians. The man of lawlessness, when he is revealed, he will oppose and exalt himself over everything that is called God or worship. So that he sets himself up in God's temple,
Pórtense bien, diles.
to be God, proclaiming himself to be God. It's interesting to me. I mean, maybe it's sheer coincidence, but one of the things that God said to Abraham back in Genesis chapter 12 is, and it's kind of a warning, a promise and a warning to the rest of the world. He said, I will bless those who bless you. I will curse those who curse you. Let me go out on a very thin, scary political limb here. And I'm not saying this in terms of an endorsement of our current president, but just something occurred to me, and you can take it for what it's worth.
No, Cesar.
To the first,
no.
Since November, I should say through November and December, I would say that our current president has been ferociously embattled. I mean, it's like you just, even John Kerry is quoted now of having talked to the Palestinians and told them, don't worry, he won't be around in a year. And there's a lot of that conversation. He's going to be impeached and, so forth and so on. That Maxine Water only has one phrase, and that's impeach, 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 impeach. So, most of us, if you pay any attention to the news, you thought, and I thought to myself, how long can this guy endure this? Everything he wanted to try to replace and repeal Obamacare, Republicans all, the whole thing is you just think the toilet needs flushing, I don't know what. It's just, you just look at the whole thing and go, this is such crazy and chaos, and this is going to be, the government's going to be deadlocked, and nothing's going to get accomplished, and we're not going to move forward. And then all of a sudden, he does something that nobody saw coming. He comes out and says, we're recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. And we're going to begin the process of building our embassy in Jerusalem. Wow. And I went back and I said, what was the date of that? And I began to look at what has happened since then. Suddenly the tax bill goes through. Suddenly we find that all sorts of information about what's going on in the dark state is just percolating to the surface. And we're realizing that it looks very likely, like many of our law enforcement agencies, at least the leadership, is corrupt. We begin to find out that now they're beginning to run for cover as they're being exposed. The Mueller investigation is probably going to fizzle out because it was based upon a false premise, a fraudulent document. I look at the The economy is soaring, the tax bill was passed, the shutdown was shut down, and now DACA and the border wall and all those things are probably going to be happening. And I'm sitting there going, his whole agenda's kind of suddenly come alive and is kind of going across his enemies like steamroller. And I thought, well, what is it possible that because he has blessed Israel, that God is blessing the U.S., blessing him at least? Now, you know me, I would never take sides in a political debate. I'll be honest, the man frequently troubles me. Frequently troubles me. I'm glad he lives in Washington and not next door. But I just find it interesting. Cyrus, who liberated Israel, or the Jews, from captivity, was not a nice guy. But God names him in Isaiah and says, I will use you. And God will use anybody, I believe, who will bless the church, who will bless Israel. God says, if they bless you, I'll bless them. So I don't think it's necessarily a magical formula. I don't think that suddenly he's become a nice guy. I mean, I really don't even want to pass judgment on him because I don't know who he is. And I may try to borrow some money from him someday. But the point is, it's just an interesting point. Just a thought.
No, americano. Oh, estás agarrando el mosco.
Nation, there is a mosque in every state in our union. We are no longer a Christian nation, and over 1,200 mosques within our borders. Let there be...
They don't want to hear none of that guy. That's already old news. But yeah, Jason A., big kudos to you. We'll be supporting here as soon as we get some funds available. Jason A., yeah, good material. Also, the Vigilant Christian, also enjoying watching and catching up with his material. We pray for we pray for all of them, and ask that you would be continually protected and blessed in your work and your ministry. 18 hours ago. True Stream Media as well. Great couple there that are great journalists, great
hey guys.
creativeness
I miss you
as
guys,
well.
I just want to say, I really do. I'm sorry we haven't put up anything recently. We're just in crunch time right now, trying to finish all the last minute things you have to do to get a project you've been working on digitally onto a physical disc. It's a lot of little things and we're only 2 people, so it's a lot of stuff. So we just have been trying to finish this all up and get it done, get it out there so you guys can see it. And so we just haven't had time for anything else. But I finally got a break today because I finished the cover art yesterday. And so I had a moment and I've seen this and it's just so... On one end, you just want to giggle because it's ridiculous, but on the other end, it's kind of horrifying too. It's just, this is where we're at. It's the reality we're in. It's the reality that we've all been warning about for years and years, and now we're living in it. You know, it's very bizarre. It's really strange to go from warning people this is what's going to happen to actually seeing it in action. And you have to sit and watch all the stupidity that you foresaw. It's really... I have to giggle because if I don't, I'd just cry. I'd sob in a corner in a fetal position or something. Because I realized a few weeks ago that you're using any excuse possible to kick any remaining independent truth channels, the stragglers, off of YouTube, the ones that didn't jump on the Trump train or back into one of the 2 approved political boxes that we have available in our YouTube. hey, wait a minute, this is just the same agenda, continuing with a different haircut. And they're doing whatever they can to shut people down. Removing videos, removing channels, they're striking channels. They're going through our videos as far back as things we put up 5 years ago to mete out community guideline strikes on content that's already been up for 5 years on the platform, for half a decade. And all in an effort to defeat what they're claiming is fake news. In fact, the CEO of Utoob was at South by Southwest a few weeks ago in Austin and announced that they have a list now of the top conspiracy theories. And if you put up a video about any of those theories that are on this list, and she didn't give out the list of people, but she said YouTube has a list of things now. And if you put up a video about one of the things that's on that list, the company is going to begin adding what they call information cues next to your video. Information cues, because what it is it's all programming. Information cues that are supposed to alert viewers to the correct information. And they're going to program you with what the right thing is to think about that topic, citing, quote, reputable sources to get that information from, and the reputable sources are Wikipedia and Snopes. It's beyond a joke. Meanwhile, on the flip side of that, on what we're told is the quote-unquote real news, this is what the public is getting.
Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities, the El Paso, Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about irresponsible, one-sided stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the community use their platforms to share their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
How about that?
Look up the word hypocritical in the dictionary.
Just about verbatim. Verbatim.
If you looked up the Borg in the dictionary, you would also find this.
We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ships. We will exactly what people think. Your culture will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile.
This is extremely dangerous.
I think that's Legion.
How is this not creepy to the nth degree? It's really, really creepy, actually. Because that's what those people do. They just read scripts all day. They might as well be robots, pretty much. I mean, there's no critical thinking happening. It's not like they wrote that story. They didn't even write that line. They probably don't even have actual thoughts about it while it's coming out of their mouths. It's probably like when you drive on a road trip for a long time and it's all automatic, or how you learn to ride a bike and you never forget. They probably just go on autopilot. You don't even know the words that are coming out of their mouth anymore. These people are just bots. It reminds me of a story.
That could be very, very true.
Because Aaron went to UT in Austin, and he got dual degrees, but one of his degrees is in film and television. And he remembered going down the hall where they had the kids who were studying to be reporters, broadcast journalism. And those kids were all in a room together practicing their intonation of talking in that newscaster voice. They were all in a room together being trained on how to talk like robots. Well, how far are we from robots when you just have people sitting in front of a camera all reading the same script and pretending like it's personal and pretending like it's from their hearts and it's real and they care about you so much, local community. And that's why insert false emotion here.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous.
Which puppet
to
do
our
you
democracy.
listen
Dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our
Democracy. This is extremely dangerous. to our democracy.
You should really listen to everything I have to say. I mean, it's so utterly fake. So while they're actually eradicating anybody with a real voice who's trying to speak the truth about what they're seeing right now in a time when almost no one has eyes to see or ears to hear, because we don't even know what's real or fake anymore. Now they're going to come on and try to eradicate every possible real person. And then they say, well, it's fake news. It's a danger to our democracy. They're going to warn you. The Hive Borg over there is going to warn you to stay away from it for our democracy.
When I say fake news, I mean stories that are designed to trick people into believing lies. Deception 101.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
What exactly is our democracy anymore, just by the way? Because saying anything that isn't scripted by the government or a mega corporation hurts our democracy. Because opinions that differ from the two official choices you're given in this illusion of choice hurts our democracy. Because admitting there are actually more than two ways to think about any given situation really hurts our democracy. Because unscripted speech hurts our democracy. Because critical thinking skills hurts our democracy. Because what they're basically saying is that free speech hurts our democracy. Because what we have is not a democracy. It's not even a constitutional republic. When's the last time they actually followed the Constitution in this country? What we have is a giant corporation. We have an oligarchy, okay? I mean, this talk about our democracy is what democracy requires, that social power is equal. And quite clearly, when you have a giant corporation that owns local news stations and has the power to hand down whatever political message they want to make these people say to everybody over and over and over. That's all it is. It's propaganda. This isn't democracy, okay? This might as well be a communist country with this going on. And they're trying to spin it, and they're trying to turn it into a Trump political partisan issue, and it's not. This is not a political issue. Okay? Between two groups fighting amongst themselves. This isn't the liberals and the conservatives. This isn't Trumpsters and everyone else. That's not what this is. Look at it again, okay? This is the fact that our country is run increasingly by corporations. That's what YouTube is. It's a corporation. Google's a corporation. Amazon's a corporation. Twitter's a corporation. And when corporations run things, they don't have to guarantee your rights. There's no right to free speech. There's no right to anything. It's a corporation. And remember, they say corporations are people too, my friends. So what do you think democracy really means in a country run by corporations that are people too? And the other issue is that people are just easily misled, especially in groups, especially when they're having their buttons pressed. And what I've seen in recent weeks is hordes of people begging to have their rights taken away. They're saying, yeah, shut down people that I don't agree with. Don't let them have a place to talk. Not even seeming to understand that there are other people out there who don't agree with them and what they're saying at the moment they're saying it. So what they're basically saying is, shut me down, don't give me a right to talk. And they don't seem to even understand that's what they're doing. We live in such crazy times. It's like we're all living in this box, and this is what you're told about your box. And whether or not you believe that is irrelevant, because they're going to approve or disapprove of what people are allowed to say. And they're using the internet as a tool to censor and frame everyone's thoughts.
You're going to have to rebuild within this wild, wild west of information flow some sort of curating function that people agree to. There has to be, I think, some sort of way in which we can sort through information that passes some basic truthiness tests. Truthiness tests.
It's not just a warning from the system with this stuff, but a super creepy one. I mean, what is the difference between a giant corporation getting 193 newscasters together and making them say this stuff over and over and over to us? In the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers, when you see one, they all open their mouths and scream. It's kind of the same thing, really. They're trying to shut down dissent and critical thought. You know what I think hurts our democracy? People who sit around and read scripts like robots and have no critical thinking skills whatsoever and just say whatever they're told to say on camera like a bunch of robots. That to me is pretty painful to our democracy.
Also,
faking a fake news campaign against fake news hurts our democracy, especially when it comes from the corner of fake news.
Es somero ese tigre. Ese tigre que anda rondando otra vez. I wonder what algorithm they use to bring that on. Submitted by viewers. Of course, they're a bunch of sheeple. They're the ones that are buying into all this crap. Brian Green on the easier. So Orbs. César, ¿qué anda haciendo? Scariest movie ever. ¿Qué pasó?
The New Testament, the Lord kept saying that the Pharisees and the Sadducees were of the generation of the viper and of the father, the devil.
Okay. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Quién te ofendió, César?
Illuminati bloodlines that are with us now, and this evil serpent seed presence that is on the planet that is pushing the New World Order agenda, the world government agenda. It goes back to Cain.
Well, all over the world we have giantism. Here's a couple of pictures from the Far East and from China and Manchuria, where we have gigantic beings well in excess of 8 feet. In July 1877, says Charles Burritz in his book The World of the Odd and Awesome, 4 prospectors moved through along the hills of Spring Valley near Eureka, Nevada. Using their picks, the prospectors soon chipped out human legs and foot bones that had been encased in solid quartzite. From knee to heel, the bone was 39 inches long. And Valdemar Valerian, in his Matrix 2, he says a human skeleton 17 feet tall was discovered at Garganyan in the Philippines. And in Australia, Rex Gilroy, incredible researcher into this exact field, has discovered remarkable remains of beings that were on this planet of enormous size. You can get into the internet and do a search on Rex Gilroy and study what this man has discovered. In Mesa Verde, in New Mexico, corpses were discovered 9 feet in height, possessing hands of 6 digits. Well, if the myths are right, and if these calamities in the heavens were created by visitors to our planet, we have a question. What's their name and what's their address? Do the myths reveal where these individuals come from or any more information about them? They've been called by many names. Nephilim, Anakim, Anunnaki, the fallen angels, the necromancers, the Nagas. The Celtic people refer to them as the Nadreds. And more recently they've been referred to as the Brotherhood of the Snake or the Serpent people. Cyclopeans and Prometheans, Olympians. One can pick a variety of names depending on what culture you're studying. In the Bible and in the Semitic tradition, they're known as the Nephilim. A word translates as giants, from the root nafal, meaning fallen ones. Most modern translations or versions of the Bible have left this word untranslated. Now, when the Greek Septuagint was made, the Nephilim was retranslated as Gegenes, which means the earthborn. The word may also come from Nephel, which means bad or strange birth, or from Kenephilim, which means the serpents. So there's that serpent connection again. The etymology of Nephilim is uncertain. The following explanations have been advanced with mixed reception. First, it may derive from nifal, of the verb meaning to be extraordinary or extraordinary men. It may be derived from the verb ne nafal or napal, meaning fall or the fallen ones from heaven, i.e. supernatural beings, or could be also morally fallen men. The International Standard Bible Encyclopedia defines it as meaning unnaturally begotten men, or bastards, from nepel, abortion, or...
How about that? Anybody else think any of that is real? Well, by the time this video is being watched, you will probably be already there. So consider me your John Counter, Kyle Reese sender duder from the pastor. And yeah, isn't that funny how all these movies that we watch and they've thrown at us, this thing about giants, you know, Jack and the Beanstalk, why and how long ago has it been a fairy tale? It's been a fairy tale for many, many years, I mean centuries. And why? Why would fairy tales in school contain stupid stories of leprechauns and fairy tales and, fairy queens? And then giants and stupid riddles that had nothing but, I imagine they had to be just stories of folklore. But now I think even the Transformers movies, you know, they're kind of training everybody, all these kids, they've been training them for so long to have their imaginary friends. And I think, bullshit. Imaginary friends, and I don't know how real that can be, because in my mind, I don't know, I've not gone to that extreme. And I'm not judging anybody who has split personalities, or I just find that so not me. Probably
is Lucifer is he where it stops when it comes to the globalists, the Illuminati, all of them? Is he the one, or is there somebody above him?
He is the eye at the top of the pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
He was the all-seeing eye during Eve, too, I guess. Because he was aware. How could he have tempted Eve? How could he have tempted Eve? Email. Anyway, I'm gonna go to pause here, but yeah, thoughts of just the moment were that all these stories of fairy tales of long ago, how they've been sitting in our mind for so long. You know, I've got stories of Rumpelstiltskin, I've got stories of like Magic Fish and all the stupid Snow White and Disney movies, which I can kind of assume that those were the movies that may have caused any mental or any doors to open up in my family's mind, in mine alone as well. But gladly I identified earlier on which doors had been opened, because I had actually even messed around with the occult for some times, and even at a young age. But by God's grace and His mercy, He protected me. How, why, I don't know. I've not seen anything outside of the unexplainable or the explainable. And though things happen, and I don't necessarily. I don't necessarily.
He's one of the traits of the Nephilim. Some of them
have explanation for things seen or heard or done, and even in moments where I do find myself praying in homes, even in this home here, I was told that things occurred, and so I've gone around to pray and just anoint the home and speak truth, read scripture, and uninvite anything here that was here previous to this family, and always bring it under the authority of Jesus Christ and what He has done. Nothing that I've done, nothing that I'm doing, nothing that I'm equipped for outside of God's authority through Jesus Christ, who has given us that ability. So if we rebuke anything that is not under the authority or that doesn't put themselves under the authority of Christ, that must flee. So I sleep well, let's just say that. But I've gotten up and prayed in areas where it felt needed, and outdoors is beautiful. The golf course out here is magnificent, and just sleep very blissfully. But again, only because of the peace that surpasses all understanding, and that to me is what I am just now indwelling on, and find the true meaning of man does not live by bread alone, but the word of God. And I've been putting that into my spirit a lot more than I have this body, which is probably why I'm a little bit more frail. Hopefully regaining some of that vigor. Just kind of focus on inspiring some of. Hey, ooh, there's a guy with a tail. There's a guy with a tail. Yeah, I don't need to see that. Anyway, here inspiring a young group, a family, with the team that they want to do some work, and so we're going to be taking this YouTube thing to Port O'Connor here in this month, April. So looking forward to that. Have gotten permission from the homeowners out there that I can also bring equipment to record. Haven't had the time to train myself with a drone, and I'm getting better at it, but when you're doing it all by yourself, it's a task. So trying to get this team rolling with work, and again, coming at you at about 700 Bitcoin barter or whichever funds exchanged, in the sense of not having to pay taxes, because we're able to trade off any goods in the value of 700 of the paper monopoly money that we're still affixed to here in the system. So I have a few ministries that we would be supporting, that you would be supporting, by hiring us to come over and do whatever honeydew list, whatever chores or new projects or even upgrades, even remodels, coming at you at $700 for a group of up to 3, and that's for a 10 to 12 hour day of production of whatever it is you have for us to do, from carpentry and anything in the home. Any licensing requirements are properly assigned and permitted. So I myself supervise everything that's been going on, and I speak for well over 70 years of experience. Not that I am personally, but intellectual property and the amount of college, and just like books that most of you have with degrees, especially those of you with masters, boy, you guys have gone through some books, but kudos to that. And but I myself have acquired that skill and ability from doing roofing and air conditioning and pest control and pool, anything in construction, from commercial down to, hey, what are you eating there? Oh, I thought it was a mealworm. Cesar está on the prowl. But yes, carpentry ability. Well, we're certified installers and fine artists and craftsmen for some of the highest luxury lines of cabinetry in Texas, and do projects for even designers out in Florida. So we come with experience, and at the purchase of the 2 guys there, I come in as well. So for $700, you get up to 3 people, myself being one of them, always on site. And you hire us for as many days as you need us, and give us the project list or whatever plans you got for we can work things out prior to the beginning of a project to assign. But looking to grow this team, and not only grow it for the sense of publicity. I don't want to be a company. I'm only selecting a very small group of clients that I can do work for throughout the year, as these designers that I do the installs for these high-end cabinetry lines. I want to be out in the area and still be able to acquire a few other projects in case I decide to stay there longer. Because traveling and having the ability to relocate is much more fun than sitting in traffic. And always ready to put on life on stage anywhere we're at, whether Washington, D.C., Florida, California, Mexico, or here, all of Texas. Going to be up in Goliad here in the mid-year, and want to be able to have my RV by then so that I can coordinate some local events in Goliad that we can do a cookout, hopefully something summery, a carne asada somewhere out there, and I'll be equipped to bring out some of the life on stage drama, and hopefully be able to have some guests with me as musicians and other artists that are also inspired by identifying themselves as Christian artists and standing out for Christ and Christ alone. That's all I'm standing for now. So anyway, got to get back to work, finishing up the night, and have another door to finish out. Blessings to you. Jesus is Lord, and living life on stage. This is awesome. Customs coming at you.